Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? About an hour from now, my sister should be picking me up. I thought I'd do this review of a special I just saw on Netflix. Brand new, uh, 2015. It's called A Very Murray Christmas, starring Bill Murray. And basically, what this is like a takeoff of the classic Christmas special with singing and, Christmas variety special, usually like singing, some dancing, and some comedy. Uh, There's some famous people in it. Amy Poehler's in it. Miley Cyrus. Ugh. I'm not a big fan of Miley Cyrus. She's in it somewhat towards the last 20 minutes, and she's actually okay, but I don't like her at all. But she was okay in this. George Clooney has a small part in it. Maya Rudolph's in it, and some other. And Chris Rock's in it. Along, like I said, along with Bill Murray and Paul Schaefer's in it. Paul Schaefer's like the camera guy because he's like you remember he's like a big time musician. If you remember from the old days of Saturday Night Live, and of course David Letterman. Well, anyways, this is a very unusual take on the Christmas special. It starts off in the Carlisle Hotel in New York, and it's supposed to be like the worst blizzard in New York. And he's up in his hotel, and they said they want to come down. They were trying to get him to come down and do like the live Christmas special, and then feed cuts out. Well, all the power goes out because there's a really bad blizzard in New York. You know, it's weird because we're having one of the warmest winters ever so far. And, it's been like 2 days ago, it was like 60 in the high 60s. Now it's going to get cold and we're going to get some snow this weekend. Then it's going to warm up again for Christmas and stuff. Really weird, but thank you, El Nino, for that because usually we get hammered. Last February was one of the coldest February is the second coldest February in history, so thank you for helping us out, warming things up a little bit. Well, anyways, he doesn't want to. The power cuts out, and it goes back and forth between songs and little banter and stuff like that. The biggest problem is it's not funny. It's likable. I mean, it's likable. It's very original. It's very different. It's directed by Sophia Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola's daughter. If you remember her, I don't think anyone will forget her horrible acting performance in Godfather 3. She butchered that movie. My dad said, Jesus Christ, she sucks. But apparently she's much better behind the camera than in front of it. In front of it, she's god awful. Godfather 3, she just didn't fit in. It was terrible. Well, anyways, they said she almost single-handedly killed that movie, even though it was the first two Godfathers was awesome, and then the third one was so-so. But she was terrible in it. And the musical numbers are fine. It's just not that funny. I mean, I give it like an A for originality and A for effort. But I probably give it a D for comedy. Songs are pretty decent. Songs probably get a B. But I mean, overall, I was going to give it 4.5, but I mean, the way it ended was so brilliant. I give it a 5 out of 10, but the more I saw it, the more I would rather see his other movie, Scrooged. And I love Scrooged. This one is okay. It was like an interesting misfire, if you want to call it that. It's a brand new thing on Netflix. Netflix produced it, along with a bunch of other companies. It's interesting, but it's just like I said, it's not that funny. It's just a one-time view for me. I'll probably never see it again. The only thing I know my dad, if he was alive, would have hated it. My dad doesn't like Bill Murray, anyways. I love Bill Murray, so that's why I really saw it. And Bill Murray's likable enough in there, so I gave it a pass. Uh, the only thing the only reason if I'd watch it again, if my dad was still alive, to show him that Santa Claus Needs Some Love, and he might have liked that song. But aside from that, like I said, if you're a fan of Bill Murray, you might want to check it out. It's definitely different, definitely interesting enough without it, being really, really good because of it's not funny. Or like I said, I'd rather see Scrooged. I love that movie. I've seen that a bunch of times because I remember seeing that when I was in the army in Germany. There you have it, a 5 out of 10. I almost with a 4.5, but because of the way it ended, it gets a 5 for A Very Merry Christmas. Now available on Netflix. So definitely check it out. I think it's brand new. The last time I checked, it must have been put out maybe last week or so. But if you like Bill Murray, you might like it. I mean, you probably won't laugh that much, but it's okay. 5 out of 10 for a very Merry Christmas. So until next time, everybody, please take care, my Legion.